Yeah, if you just watched that, you've probably seen the intro, but you probably heard a shit ton of feedback because I haven't quite figured out how to match the audio up watching the video. So basically what happens is I play a video, that's the intro, and then we fade into us. So it kind of looks kind of professional, but let's make sure the feedback's gone. Yeah, the feedback is gone. So if you're watching it, it actually looks cool. So just watch it in mute and then go from there. It's episode 177. Of course, this is Arty 84, the DJ of the night. As always, to the left of me, Adam the Mallet of the Whirlwind Potato, who joins me each and every Wednesday. This is episode 177. Tonight, we have a guest joining us in a little bit, comedian Maggi Mayfield. She's a ginger. So, Adam, you know what that happens.
I'm scared of gingers.
Adam is terrified of gingers. Gingers have no souls, according to
me. There's a reason why they would burn them at the stake back in the day. Really.
Yes.
You know,
I heard a fun fact that gingers are descendants of inbred.
Yeah, I don't think that's true, but I can't prove it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where I heard that from. It was probably one of my mother's tales from back in the day. But, yeah, from what I understand.
It's funny how, like, back then, if you said something, and if I wanted to, like, try to prove it right or wrong, I'd have to go to the fucking library, pull out some books, read about it, and now it's like just pull up my phone, hit search, you know?
There was a lot of extra work we had to do back in the day to get stuff done, you know?
Oh, it was great. You can make up anything you want. Now it's like you can't.
Yeah, now it's a little bit of a challenge. It's a lot tougher to lie, although I still try to every once in a while. Try to pass one by everyone. What the hell is this thing? Come on, you motherfucker. Here we go.
I got to do something about the inventory here at my video store. I really do. Like, I got to, like,
I think you have a lot of videos there.
No, but there's no rotation. Like, Jeff, who lives at home, is still sitting right behind me, and the collector right over here. Like, I got to do something about these movies.
I know. It's nice, though. But, they're classics, right? If you will.
I mean, I'm sure to somebody it is. But,
yeah.
Anyway, so
it was quite the week. We could just get right into the story of me spending $1,600 on Friday.
We definitely get into this. This is a very cautionary tale, people.
Yeah, $1,600. What the fuck is going on with this thing? It's pissing me off. Here we go. $1,600 for about 5 seconds of pleasure. So whatever that entails. That was basically early Friday morning. I start my day off by getting a flat tire on the way to work. Not a big deal. I had a full-size spare. Decided, hey, I'll just put the spare on, and we'll call it a day. I could survive. I don't have to drop my car off. I don't get any work done.
That's great.
That was fine and all. Then I went to the Celtics game later that afternoon, or that evening, I should say, and got a tad bit intoxicated. And on our way back, we were staying at a hotel in Boston. I decided I was going to jump in the elevator, just give everyone a little bit of a scare. And while doing so, we got the elevator stuck between the first and I guess it was only the first or the second and the third floor or whatever for an hour and a half. And that's not the worst part. They had to call the elevator company. And today we got a bill for $1,300. Yeah. And then I dropped my tire off to get repaired today, too. And that was also $300. So $1,600. And I got really nothing out of the deal.
Yeah, that's the most expensive Friday. That's a pretty expensive Friday, early Saturday morning from the tire to the.
Yeah, I can't think of the last time I spent that much money on one particular day, like not on vacation, like on anything in particular. That's quite a bit. Much. Yeah, it's not cool, if you will. So that was my Friday. So we'll be paying the hotel. My sister did write a heated email. We're not sure how that's going to go, but I can only say I'm happy it wasn't under my name because I am as you know, a platinum premier member of the hotel, and I didn't want to lose my status. So,
you'd be in trouble there.
It would be. I'd have to change a new card. Everything would have to change in order to, fix everything. Just give you an update if you wondering. I think we talked about last week how much. We thought the Red Sox sucked after 3 games, and they just won a doubleheader today, both games, and are now 9-3.
That's fine. They could be 15-3. They could be 15-3. So
15-3. You're still not sold on them.
No, dude. Okay, ask me in September. It's April. It's fucking April.
Yeah. I mean, don't you think that's pretty impressive? You won half the games in the month of April.
Yeah, that is. I'm not taking that away from them. They're gonna win like a lot, but you've seen teams come out of the gate heavy before and they blow their load early, and they don't have the pitching to keep it sustained. Now, like I said, I do believe they're capable if they make like that over the hill push for a trade like mid-season, but like as is, I can't be sold on that. I've been depressed by them before, and I'm sick of it. Right?
Well, it happens. And most teams, I mean, a lot of teams like end up making it to the World Series didn't get hot till after the All-Star break too. And then teams you thought were going to be going good just didn't. But consistency of wins was also a promise, I guess you could say, to actually get to the playoffs at least. You would think, right?
Like if we're looking at it right now, it's obvious. I was curious earlier, so I'm looking at their stats, and their first 3 starting pitchers right now, right, have acceptable ERAs. And when I say acceptable, I say below 4.5. You are acceptable. Yeah. Right, 4.50. So their top 3 guys are the third guy is 4.50. Right, but everybody else is lower than that. Cool.
Yeah.
And the next 2,
yeah,
only 3, and the rest of them. No, not so much.
Yeah, absolutely. No one is killing it. In fact, but here's the thing, though. If you have a promising record going into the trade deadline, don't you look a little more attractive to some teams?
Yeah. I mean, they could push it. In my mind, they could push it over the hump for me to take them seriously. They could. They're within that range of doing that. But just like I said, as is the way they are, no new salary added. No.
A bunch of young guys, too, which is actually kind of nice. I mean, I think Bogarts is the veteran.
No, funny you mentioned that. I was looking at their ages earlier because I want to see how fucking old this team might be. And I was surprised. They are young. Endeavor is still the youngest at 24.
Devers is the youngest, though, right?
24.
Yeah, but he came up when he was like 19. Remember he was in the Sox like a few years ago. When he first came up, he was like, I don't think he was 21 yet. I think he was still 20.
The oldest member on the team is a relief pitcher, Adam something, and he's 35.
35. No, I'm talking about but he is on the team. I think Bogarts has been on he's the longest, right? So, I mean, you'd say he's probably the captain of the team in reality when you think about it.
Yeah. Oh, what about the catcher?
Vasquez? Not Vasquez. Yeah, Vasquez, yeah. Don't know. I think he came up afterwards because when Bogarts was there in the 13 World Series, we had a different catcher. I forget who the catcher was, though.
Yeah, but I remember Vasquez was the backup for a while.
Could have been.
He was there.
Yeah, maybe you could be right. They may have been around the same time. But I feel Bogarts was there a little before then.
You're probably right, but it's close. I think it's close.
But it's not too far off. I think they definitely they both came up in the majors together and the minors together.
Yeah.
At one point, him and then Jackie Bradley were all on the. Yeah, I think Mookie were all together at the same time. I guess they're not missing Mookie's bat, and they're not missing Jackie Bradley's defense because they have made some incredible catches in the outfield so far.
And Benintendi.
Benintendi hurts, but you got to remember Benintendi and Jackie Bradley's defense was great, but their offense left a lot to be desired.
Sure. No, you're right.
And then granted, Mookie was playing right field at Fenway Park, probably the easiest position to fucking play. You know what I mean? It's not like he was playing left field and have to play the wall. Left field is probably the hardest at Fenway. Right field is pretty much right field in every stadium, Especially at Fenway, it's such a small right field, too, so you have little ground to cover. I'm not taking anything away from Mookie, but he never really, I don't know. He was just an average defensive outplay. I don't remember him seeing anything great out of him on the field.
You know who was a fucking horrible left fielder but played it amazingly at Fenway Park was Manny Romero.
Yeah. If every park was 300 feet to left field with a giant wall that you could play off of, Manny would get it done. Because, dude, there was that one time, remember, the ball bounced off the wall. Manny lost his hat. He fumbled the ball and then picked it up and then was able to throw a guy out at home at the same time.
Like that. Yeah. He's made some head-scratching mistakes out there, though.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, but, still, there were times that fucking wall made him look like an amazing left fielder, which he's not.
I remember when the sunglasses, the Oakleys came out with the Bluetooth headphones, and he was fucking listening to music videos out there. Or he'd go in the Green Monster to take a piss.
Yeah.
And remember there was like a time where he thought there was a pitching change, so he went in there to go take a piss, and it wasn't. It was just a visit to the mound, and all of a sudden you see him running up, pulling his pants up. Someone must have said to him, "You better get that out of there." It was Manny being Manny. Everyone loved it.
You know what's fucked up? He was probably younger than we are now when he did that.
Oh, yeah. You know what's fucked up, too, is that they traded him in 2008, and the Red Sox lost in 7 games in the American League Championship to Tampa Bay. If, in theory, they had Manny, they probably would have went to the World Series that year as well. But
wasn't that the year, though, he was kind of huffing and puffing and causing disturbance, though?
He was, and that's why they got rid of him, because it was the last year of his contract, too. Yeah. And where did they ship him to? They shipped him what to? Was it the Dodgers?
Was it Cleveland?
No, Cleveland's where we got him.
Oh, it was first. Yeah.
I think it was the Dodgers. Yeah, and then he ended up on Tampa, remember? And then he got cut because of the steroids.
And then Oakland?
I don't know if it was Oakland. I think he went Boston to Cleveland, Boston to L.A. to Tampa, and then Chicago.
Oh, wait, no. I got it here. He went Boston, Toronto, Boston, Dodgers, Toronto again, Dodgers again, White Sox, Rays.
Who, Manny?
Yeah.
When the hell was he in Boston again?
That's what it says for 2000. It says
we traded him in 2008.
It does say Boston. I am not fucking with you. It says there's no way. This is bullshit.
No, that doesn't sound right.
That's what it says, though. I'm on the Usual Statistics website. That is a fucking typo. But he went, yeah. Oh, because it's a split year, 2008. And the way it's listed, it says Boston, Toronto, Boston. So split year in 2008, Toronto and Boston. Yeah. And Dodgers, Toronto, again, Toronto, Dodgers to Dodgers, and then White Sox, Rays. So, yeah.
We traded him to Toronto?
Yeah. Wait. No, the Dodgers traded him to Toronto.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I was pretty sure we traded him to the Dodgers.
Yes.
Because that's where all Red Sox players go to die, is the LA Dodgers. Which has been statistically over the years. So, and all that good stuff. All right, should we bring our guest in? We might as well. We haven't had a female on in a while, have we? No, we did a couple weeks ago.
Let's not lead with that.
All right, we haven't had a redhead on in a while. Should we leave with that?
No, let's not leave with that with her. Hey, the first female's been on a while.
She'll be angry when we call her out on her red hair. There she is right there. There's Maggie. Can you hear us?
Maggie.
She's in the middle of she's FaceTiming someone. It says, the mic is connecting. Huh?
She's figuring it out.
I can hear us.
I can hear us too.
You on Facebook? That's why I was listening.
Oh, there you go.
I can hear you. I'm alive.
Sorry, yes, it's a little bit of a delay. Maggie Mayfield, everyone, how are you doing tonight?
Good. Your accent is killing me. It's so good.
So
good.
It's fake. So it's like acting class. Years and years of trying to sound like a degenerate from Dorchester. So
now I feel like I'm talking to Mark Wahlberg here. That's what I feel like, and I'm like kind of turned on right now. I'm not gonna lie.
I wish I had his wallet.
Right? Who doesn't?
Mark Wahlberg. Yes, I've been told that before, but not in the nicest way. Adam, so much, not the Boston accent though. I noticed that.
Yeah, no.
Yes. I've tried to lose it. Because I can't. It comes out if I'm if I drink too much or I'm like animated, it comes out. But otherwise, it's really not.
Yeah,
I don't think how it sounds.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard you in a heated argument within the accent coming out. But look at us.
I'm just ramble drunks.
I'm getting her all flustered over here. So all I got to do is just talk. You can just sit there and smile and giggle, and it's all good.
Well, listen, I'm a voice actor during the day, so this is studying for me.
Can you do the Boston accent at all?
Can I do the fucking Boston accent? Of course I can do the fucking Boston accent. Oh, but you're talking about Red Sox and all that. I don't even know. I don't know.
Sound like every drunk girl at a Bruins game. It's perfect right there. They're yelling at people.
That's how it goes. That is how it goes.
Where are you at?
You definitely got to animate a lot.
Yeah, you get your hands a lot. You talk.
Like an Italian, like a crazy Italian.
Right?
Yeah, right. Or an Irish girl. You get the red hair, so you fit in well on that aspect.
Yeah, I grew up in New Jersey, so my accent is
different.
Mm-hmm.
That's not too far off. They have similarities.
Yeah, going down the shore, no big deal.
Yeah, the shore. The Jersey. You ever go to the Jersey?
Dog, get some coffee.
Did you ever spend time at the Jersey Shore?
Of course I did.
Yes, that everyone does, right? Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah. Nice. Where are you joining us from? Are you in California?
I am in Austin, Texas now. I like to be in all the places.
Even better, Austin. It's a very up and coming place.
This is where comedy is happening, and
I've heard.
I am here for it. It is fun. Yeah.
Where are you? So did you go from Jersey to Texas, or did you did you go to California at all first?
I did. I was in California for the last 7 years, but I was actually Before I started in comedy and voiceovers, I did radio for a long time. And so I traveled all over. I was in California, I was in Seattle, I worked in Wisconsin and Minnesota, Illinois, Arizona, all the places. So
world travel.
National travel.
That's nice. If you had the one of those maps on an RV that you put a sticker on every state you go to, you have a nice catalog.
I should, like the pins, yeah.
Yeah. Austin's actually pretty kick-ass. It's like you said, comedies. That's where Joe Rogan moved to.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, I've heard Joe Rogan praise Austin, how comedy's like coming there. I guess maybe it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. They went from having like one comedy club to now there'll be 4 in the fall here. And I got here Thanksgiving, and there was maybe like 2 or 3 mics a week, and now there's 3 or 4 mics a night. Like it is insane.
Wow, that's pretty good. Not to mention, you can do anything you want in Texas right now. It's one of the only states that are open, which is beautiful.
Yeah, like a weird patch though. It's like you're in you're in a liberal spot around it. So like, what is it like? I feel like that area you're in like accepts both sides like in different ways. It's like a weird clusterfuck, right?
Yeah. What I figured out is like people just don't talk about it here. Like, don't ask, don't tell. That's really what it is. Like, no one cares. Just do your thing. The worst is you get like the mask shaming. People are like, you're gonna wear your mask? Like, yes, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
I was just down in Florida. It was the same exact thing. So like, I was just used to wearing a mask everywhere because they put a gun to your head in Boston to make sure you do it. Right. And so I just go into places and people actually looking at me funny because I have a mask on. And I'm like, well, it's odd. It's like,
what do I do?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Who do I make happy? I don't understand.
You make you happy. That's
all you can do. You reach down inside and you really pull that mask off and you say, I felt liberated, like when women used to take their bras off and burn them back in like the 60s, I guess. I can't wait to do that. I guess. I don't know. I read about it and I've seen it on a History Channel, I think. I'm going to do it on my mask. It's all done. Just set it on fire and burn it. So it's going to be great. Can't wait.
Right?
It's awesome. Yeah,
are you guys starting to open up a little bit?
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as it was. It's I couldn't say it was not as bad. I mean, what did we have? Like 3 months where everything was closed and everything's slowly opening kind of thing. Restaurants were like kind of always open. And then because you really can't have outdoor dining in January in Boston. It's a little uncomfortable, so you got to open up the inside parts. But
although, like, I assume you guys are like committed. You're like, we're gonna do this. We're doing it. And like you'd be out there barbecuing in January, like.
Oh yeah, just sitting outside. Yeah, I mean, we walk around with open containers, even though it's against the law, but no one really stops us. So we're just kind of do whatever we want to do. It is funny to sit in a snowbank though. There was a couple of places that state like had the outdoor option if you really wanted to, and there'd be like a fucking 8-foot thing of snow next to you.
Pretty much.
What are we doing here?
Yeah. I mean, it's not that much unusual when you go skiing. Like you go to the slopes up there, they have like the bars and stuff outside. So it's kind of the same way, except you're not skiing. You're just coming home from work and you're sitting in a snowbank. So you really want to, but we can't get a drink at a bar without buying food up here. It's freaking ridiculous.
That's fucking annoying.
You can't get a drink without buying food?
Yeah, because of this whole COVID. The governor was like, well, we'll let the restaurants stay open, but we can't open the bars. So, because all the bars, what they were doing, were opening up and they were like selling bags of chips to stay open. And then they're like, it has to be prepared food. So basically, if you sit at a bar, you can't just have a beer and then just be on your merry way. You got to have you got to order something stupid. A lot of the restaurants are finding little loopholes around the whole situation, which is the best thing. But it's not, Adam and I just like to go grab a beer sometimes when we leave at work. And then we can't. We have to go buy a food item.
Yeah.
It's very.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
damn it, that sucks. You have to eat. Like,
I'm
like, that sounds amazing. Put it in my mouth.
Yeah. It's like your mother's working on the other side of the bar. Have some chicken wings so you don't get hungover,
Right,
but in some cases, they don't even fucking try. Like, I'm trying to pull out this photo here because I took a picture of it. So, you have to get food. And, like, me and Arty are on our lunch break getting food and a drink. And, like, Arty has to get something, and he gets like a taco.
Yes.
But this taco isn't even a taco. There was chicken tenders just on top of a fajita. That's it. Disgusting. Right? And it was like $8. Like, it's just fucking stupid.
And it took 15 minutes. You could tell the fryer later wasn't on, so they had to throw them in there, and it was just this like mushy, gross chicken tender on a bed of lettuce on a tortilla.
I don't know if this will show.
Do you know that was like $8?
That's it.
Yeah, it was disgusting. It was
$8. Did you eat it though?
I took a bite and I threw it. If I had a homeless guy wouldn't even eat it. It was terrible.
Do you guys have a homeless problem out there?
It's not a problem. It happens. Yeah, it's not like fucking California.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cold up here. Like I always said, if I was homeless, I would just walk up and down the 95 corridor every year, and it's like kind of like the birds, like go sell for the winter, then come back up to Boston.
What I would do is I would join all the other homeless people and use the last little smidgen of money I have left to fly to Hawaii and stay there, because there's a ton of homeless people there.
That's true.
We're gonna take over the island. That's what would happen.
The homeless island.
Homeless island.
Yeah. You could build a raft and just go like swim out, like roll out to one of the volcanic islands, and you'd be living by yourself.
Hawaii's is really bad. Like I think Hawaii takes the cake out of all the states in terms of homeless problems, and who can blame them?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
where are they gonna go? That's you know what I mean. Like it's so expensive there too.
Yeah, like once you get there, you're stuck there. Like, well, I don't have enough money to go home. I guess that's good. What the fuck happened?
Swim for it.
Yeah, hell of a swim. Maybe a cargo ship goes by, you can jump on, hang on tight, maybe somewhere nice.
Yeah,
it's crazy, but it's not so bad. It's getting better. We just, do you guys?
I mean, it was like terrible in LA, and then coming here to Austin, it's not as bad. But everyone's like, the homeless problem's so bad. I'm like, is it? It doesn't. I mean, relatively. But,
that time I was in Texas, I met a nice homeless guy. I think he was homeless. He might have been screwing with me. He helped me. I was in Dallas, and I needed to get from the bus station to a reasonable way to get to the airport. And he walked me to broad daylight. He told me it was his birthday. I'm sure all this was made up. And he brought me to the train station, and I gave him $20. And I think he just does that all day. So I couldn't tell you if the homeless people are really homeless or not. In Boston, some homeless people aren't homeless. In fact, they make more money panhandling on the corner than they do if they actually got a job at Starbucks.
And it's all at the table too, yeah.
Yeah, tax free. Yeah, the IRS isn't going and shaking down any homeless guys for their the 1090s for what they got on donations.
So Maggie, I want to ask him. So you're keeping busy. I'm on your website right now, and I see you just got show. Unless you're lying, and trying to make yourself look cool. You got lots of shows coming up. Jesus. Right? Good for you.
Thank you.
What kind of
stuff's open here?
What kind of voiceover stuff do you do? Just like radio, you said, or did you do like any shorts or films or anything, TV, anything of that nature?
I have done some film stuff, but it's not like animated, fun character stuff like that. It's like looping and dubbing over. But my main bread and butter is I record romance novels. I do a lot of audiobooks and
oh boy, I got questions for you. Oh man, god. So okay, wait. We can't just tread over this slightly. Let's back up.
Yada.
All right. So I gotta ask, are they like some of them like really cheesy? Like really cheesy.
Some of them are really filthy. Is what it is.
I like that.
Yeah.
Has there been a time like you couldn't nail a take reading it? Like, is it just funny or cheesy or just like, I just picture some lines in those being like ridiculous.
He took off his vest and then
I am working on one right now, and it's actually it takes place around baseball and.
Tell me. I mean, there's no censor here. You can say whatever lines you want.
It's.
We have porn stars in the show sometimes, so they go all out. So I mean,
no, I love that.
Basically a version of it, but on an audio level.
The sex scenes are only okay, and the story is only okay. Like, this is not my favorite one. The raunchiest one I ever read was written by a man of all things, and he was super into like threesomes, but he wanted 2 dudes and 1 woman, and I was like, oh my god, yeah. I was like, this is. I had to stop like after every chapter. I was like, I need a break.
Yeah.
This is gonna take me forever to get through. But yeah, here's the thing: is like it's weird to me, and I'm not kink shaming at all, but it is weird to me, like this whole victim shit turns women on. Like I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But it's always like some girl that's like, I've been hurt and abused before, and now my knight in shining armor is here. It's like, is that really what it? Okay, that's what it does. Whatever. Not kink. I'll read it. Really
when you record this thing, are you in like a studio with like a producer on the other side or a sound guy who does it, or are you just sitting there? You do it at home and then you just send it in. So over there, okay.
Right behind the curtain, yeah.
So you're by yourself, and it's just you do takes yourself, and then you kind of go, and then you just send it out.
Although, like I'm seeing someone right now, and he thinks it would be super cool to like be here when I'm reading it, and I'm like, that would be so embarrassing.
It's like a nightmare.
I know. Like just like faking all the breaths and like, you know, like, oh yeah, baby, like I can't imagine. Like,
grab my bosom.
Yeah.
Just think of some lonely truck driver driving down Interstate 90, listening to your
that's the other thing is like that occurred to me is like these books are written for women, so they're the ones that are listening to it. I'm like, what am I doing? I don't.
That's awesome.
I mean, they buy it, you know what I mean? And they keep hiring me, so.
It's interesting. I mean, I guess I like books on tape just because I'm too lazy to read.
Yeah.
And I have issues with that reading thing. You know, Boston Puff. I grew up in the suburbs. The reading not exactly strong. So the audiobooks will work very well because then you can listen to them while you're driving, and then you sound intelligent because you're like, oh yeah, I read this book. You know.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of cool. I wonder if this is something that's gonna happen. Do you know how in adult videos, it's like pick your own adventure. I think at some point for audio for books, you could pick your own accent. So if you want to hear like a Boston accent tell you the story, you can probably do that. And then if you want like a female version of it, it's like almost like how you can change your voice on Siri to like have like a British accent if you want or something of that nature. So that would be interesting. That would just make more work for everyone because then you'd be recording every single book. They're like, yeah, we want to hear a chick tell the story, you know? And some truck driver wants to hear a dude and tell the story. He can just hit the button. And there you go.
Or you can just take what you get and listen to it.
Hey, that's cool. Or you could do that. That's an interesting thing to get into. I always wondered, I mean, because do you read prior to recording it? Do you you just go?
Yeah, I just go.
Oh wow.
The thing they don't tell you about is like when you record audiobooks, it's the editing that's a pain in the butt. Like there's so much editing. Like I can breeze through a book. Like I've got maybe 20 more pages of this book. It's not due till Friday, but it's going to take me a good 6 or 7 hours to finish editing this whole thing. Wow.
That's a lot of like using your voice. Like you must have like, you know, it's talking for like 8 hours straight sometimes, right? Or how long are you doing it for?
Yeah, this will probably be about 3.5 finished hours when it's done.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you don't like I can't read a whole book without messing up, and it takes a minute to get the cadence of the writer, especially if it's someone you haven't worked with before. And everyone writes different, so it's like it takes a second. So I just skim through and like kind of see who the main characters are and like see if there's any adjectives. I don't do it long. It's like 10-15 minutes, and then like that's it. Then I just go. Like I don't want to waste any time. It takes a long time.
Has it ever been painful? Have you ever walked away being like, that was such a fucking horrible book? Yeah. I'm sure there are some that are good though, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So that's hopefully the payoff.
Yeah.
I guess it's like that, right?
You can tell which ones I really like because I'll go find the author on Twitter and then I'll be like, let's be best friends. You know?
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, I guess it's like reading a script, right? You kind of just gotta get into the zone and feel the scene and how it's going, you know?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. People like to take like a long time on these audiobooks. They'll stretch it out for like 4 or 5 weeks, and I hate that because like I don't want to be invested that long into a character.
Yeah.
Get in and get out and like let's move on, you know, let's make that money. Let's go.
You become the character, and as you're walking around your house, your significant other has a new girlfriend for the next 2 weeks because you're said character. So it's actually maybe that's why he likes hanging around. Maybe he's getting these fantasies coming true. Like he can be like, oh, she's you know, she's
at
this.
Least we know he likes your voice a lot because he wants
true.
like to kind of role play a little here, you know. With it, he wants to hear it while you're doing it. So that means he must really like hearing your voice. So you can take that away from it right there. That's nice.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. I should ask him. It's still kind of.
I guess then he's punishing himself if he doesn't. I mean, because that means it goes the other way. He hates himself and wants to hear your voice because he doesn't like it, which I don't think is the case. He obviously likes hearing your voice.
Okay. Well, we'll just leave it at that. We won't project.
We'll stay at the positive end. That's all. How did you get into the voiceover stuff? Was it just like you see an ad like on Craigslist and you're like, hey, I could do that, or did you know someone?
No, it was my very first radio job. Surprise, surprise, radio does not pay a lot of money.
Yeah,
and
we know.
I wound up getting my first like external VO job that way. And it was like $100 for 5 minutes of work. And I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So it was always nice to like have a supplemental income. And then right before the pandemic, I'd been working for maybe like 3 years to make this a hustle on my own. So I was in Los Angeles and I was working as an afternoon radio producer, sort of on air, sort of behind the scenes, kind of a jill of all trades. And I was like, yeah, this is a lot of work. I don't want to punch the clock anymore. I don't want to like be somewhere when someone tells me to be.
Yeah.
And my family had moved here to Austin, and it was kind of my goal to like get here. So I had to figure out a way to make that happen. And I was like, well, I think I can do this by working for myself. And right before the pandemic in August of 2019, I quit all the jobs and I just started working for myself. So I was really lucky.
Yeah. I mean, it's perfect because you didn't have to go anywhere anyways. You're like already in your own bubble.
Yeah. Very much so.
Yeah. Radio doesn't pay at all. We've looked into it. It's terrible hours. It's like, it's just, you gotta, oh God, yeah. And it's you really gotta be at it for years and have a premier slot to even make a comfortable wage. You know what I mean?
One job, I was working the morning show. I'll just tell you this. It was in La Crosse, Wisconsin. I was doing the morning show on Count 97, and I love the station. I still have like such fond memories of doing this. But I think I got paid like $19,000 a year.
Wow.
But they also, here was my bonuses. I got a car, I got a gas card, I got to eat for free at like a whole bunch of different restaurants. They gave me a phone, and I think that was it. But like that was what I got paid.
It's tough. I mean, because when you think about it, it's like, all right, well, I'm on for 4 hours. So like really we're, but then there's producing, there's post-production, pre-show stuff. So I mean, probably 6 to 7 hours a day. So it is almost a full-time job.
It is a full-time job. And then like when you're done, you've got to go out because you make extra money doing live events. So then you have to like go be in front of the public and like host these things, and you're meeting people and you're selling the brand, so it's a lot.
When I was out of college, I remember going and I downloaded this list of like all these radio stations from all across the country, like the small towns, because you figure, all right, I'll start in Omaha, Nebraska and see where it goes, right? Mm-hmm. Because when I always felt when I'm on vacation, I'm listening to these like local like radio stations. I'm like, oh, all right, it's like these are the people who are on there. You know what I mean? Like, this is no problem. I'm used to listening to Boston radio, which is like top 20 market. So it's like you get the good quality up here. But when you're in like middle of nowhere. And it's like the radio station's in a house in someone's basement, you get the little sign out front, and it's like, yeah.
What's your hot AC out there? Do you know if I said that? Do you know what I'm talking about? Your hot AC in Boston? I can look it up.
Oh, like the hot 90, like that. What like for the radio station name? Like hot.
Yeah.
It's what hot 97.7 or something like that. It's the hip hop station.
No, it's not that.
No, what the hell is it? What are we? Adult Contemporary.
Adult Contemporary. Yeah.
Oh, so it's probably Magic 106.7.
Yes. I almost did your nights there. I almost moved out there to do nights.
We have a guy who does I think he does like, was it David Allen Boucher? He does like bedtime magic with David Allen Boucher. And he has this really deep voice, and he says he's like talks to the songs. So like a song's playing, but he won't tell you the title of the song. He'll just say a line from the song and call it the title. So he's like, I walk in the streets with you tonight, bedtime magic, and the song would play. It's like you shut the lights down low. Women love it. Yeah, love it. Women love it around here. They're like, oh, it's bedtime magic. So when I was in college, I kind of did a parody show. It was called Wire. The radio station was WIRE, Wire. So we were like, I was doing Wire After Dark, and I would play all these romantic songs and talk like this. And there's a lot of dead air because when he talks, there's no backtrack. So it's like he talks like this, and then you go, and it's like you're sitting there driving your car, like, did I lose my radio connection? Like, what the hell's going on here? But yeah, it's
soothing.
It is very soothing. Yes, it's very relaxing.
You could read romance novels, like you're a shoo-in. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'll try.
We'll do the Boston version. The Boston accent of the book.
Talk slow and deep. Yeah. I always raise the bass very, very high on my support. So I very bassy.
I don't have a bassy voice. I still sound like a teenager hitting puberty, so it's all good.
my treble is turned all the way down. I can tell you that right now, and my bass is all the way up. Because I always think of the movie Private Parts of Howard Stern when he was talking in the when the girl was getting off on the speaker, and he's just really deep like that. So I'm like, maybe someday, Adam, someday someone will get off on my voice.
All about that bass, no treble.
That's right, absolutely.
So Maggie, how long have you been doing comedy now?
6.5 years.
I've always said that with my voice. How long have you been on comedy? What the fuck is wrong with me?
Like a Jewish producer. It's like my dentist.
Yeah, right.
So you've been doing it for 6.5 years. What made you want to get into it?
I was going through a divorce and the radio wasn't giving me enough time to say what I wanted to say.
Oh, there you go.
Really? Nice.
It is good therapy, isn't it? You just
It really is.
Really,
and then I got off stage and I was like, no one hated that. I was like, that was super fun. I can't wait to do that again.
Yeah.
I didn't even tell anyone I was doing it. I just signed up. And I was like, here we go.
Nice. Yeah, I started comedy when I was going through when I was calling off my first wedding. So I can understand that. So it works out pretty good.
That sounds like a fun story. Can we hear that story?
Is that terrible? Trust me, there's plenty of it on past archives of this show. I can tell you.
All right,
back years ago. But you're right. You could go up there and you can tell a story, and then it's like, well, no one's there, because usually you know how it is when you first start out. No one's there that you know. It's just a bunch of strangers. So you just go there and you just start talking about people and stuff, and people are like, yeah, I don't know. So
yeah. How long have you guys been doing comedy stand up?
I started like in 2014 ish. So right when I was about to start. Yeah. Right when I was about to start getting back into it, because I stopped around like 2018, 2019. And I was about to get back into it, and then the pandemic hit. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess I can't go out, And like in Boston, there's like 2 or 3 mics every night, depending on where you go. And you really could bounce around. You could maybe even squeeze 2 in. And I was hosting a couple of shows at some locations that now are closed for good. So that's always good. So, but Adam and I will be taking the show on the road, and probably after the summer, and we're gonna do like once a month, do this show live from like a bar somewhere. Just like to get out, and just be part of the community again.
I don't do stand up because this face alone is enough to make somebody laugh just looking at it, right? So I don't need to get on a stage. And 2, it's funny, I have a bunch of material, but I'm just a pussy. That's what it comes down to. I'm just a pussy. I don't want to stand up on stage and I can't do it.
He's in 2 very, very funny movies.
2 horrible movies.
They're very good. He did some.
Hey, John Boy has 1 really good scene. Yeah. That's it. But, right? That's 1 really good scene
that he's in, and it's the John Boy movie is my all-time favorite. He's in.
For sure. That was only yes. An hour, right? Yes. But then there's Honky Holocaust, where I think I set a record for how many extras a person can play.
Yeah, he played like 7 different guys
as a different character, like fucking a million goddamn times. That's great.
There are good movies to watch if you're looking for something to entertain you. I do enjoy it. Actually, for the first 2.5 years I knew Adam, I thought it was called Hockey Holocaust, and I thought it was a sports movie.
That would have been better.
Then I found out it was Honky Holocaust, and it brought a whole new aspect to the movie title. I'm like, oh, that's
an anti-racism film. It moved generations, Maggie. Yeah. People bowed to it.
It's available on YouTube.
We need that, though. We need that in this cancel culture. So you're an actor. That's your thing. I
dabbled in it for a while, and then I just said I can't do this.
Yeah.
If I was a lot younger, like in my early 20s, I'd spare some years and go out and try to give it a couple years. But Maggie, I'm in my 30s. It's not happening.
Shut the front door. No, you go.
Shut the front door, girl, and the back door, because there's a draft getting in. All right.
No, you have nothing but time. Yeah, you have nothing but time. You're so young. Stop.
Rodney Dangerfield.
California. No, I have a stable job. I'm cool with that.
Rodney Dangerfield in the stock comedy too was like 50-something years old. So I mean,
and George Clooney. I know these are people who made it. They're the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
No, I get it though. Like you have to be fucking dumb if you're, you know what I mean? If you're like, this is my dream and I'm gonna make it happen, but I'm starving and I'm homeless. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's gonna work out.
There's people that still do that though. There's people like you are really just pushing the dream. Yeah, but you got a gig set up. It's not like you just like out there like.
Oh come on, I was homeless once.
Yeah, really.
Twice.
Yes, yeah. That takes balls. I don't want to be homeless. I'm in my late 30s, Maggie. It's over. Like I have a stable job on the way.
Giving up on life. It's just bye bye. It's over. Dreams.
Giving up on life, buddy.
We have a buddy who's still living the dream, but he doesn't do anything active to make himself. Like he wants to be like a comic and an actor, but he's not like he's actively looking for work.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, there's a weirdness there because you gotta be doing it, otherwise
he's just
not living the dream.
He's just like telling the universe, he's like, this is what I want, make it happen, and you're just like,
it's like The Secret, that bullshit. Imagine it and it'll happen. No, it's not. No, but back to our friend. He's not living the dream, Arty. He's depressed and he lives on Twitter.
It's true. He does live on Twitter. Those, oh God, I feel bad for people who live and die on.
He's out of his mind.
Do you ever just read people's like posts sometimes and you just sit there and be like, why is there so much anger in this person?
I think that's not just Twitter. That's like all the media.
All social media, yes.
Depression. Everyone, it's all depression.
Like today, for example, we'll go on a little tangent here. I enjoy baseball very much so I'm a member of several groups on Facebook. So I was reading this like one baseball group, and I guess it was Pete Rose. I don't even know if Pete Rose is. He was a great baseball player who played for the Cincinnati Reds back in the day. But he got banned from baseball for illegally gambling on the game. So he's not in the Hall of Fame. So there was a debate today, like Pete Rose's birthday. Should he be in the Hall of Fame? And all these angry, and I always feel like it's angry middle-aged men who are the angriest on Facebook with like, they're very opinionated and stuff. And like, I know I'm stereotyping, but like what I do is when I get an angry comment, I'll go click on their profiles and see what they look like. And 9 out of 10 times it's a male over 50 who shouldn't be on Facebook in the first place, but he's there. All right, free country, do what you want to do, but he's just so angry. Everything's so angry. Like, why are you so angry?
Usually they have a picture of them holding their kid. Like they're holding their child.
Like a kid. It's either that or it's like some hipster, like hippie person who has like a picture of like some of their artwork as their default picture. You know what I mean? Like I was working on something.
You're like, who the hell is this person? Yeah.
Why are they so angry?
Can we just back up for a second? I want to make sure you know that like you're going to be a person over 50 at some point on Facebook. So be careful with your words.
I hope Facebook's long gone by the time I'm 50 years old.
It won't be. Facebook, our entire world runs on Facebook.
That's scary.
I don't even use it. I don't have it. I got rid of it.
God, you're so lucky.
I remember
years ago.
In 2005, I got on Facebook because it was only colleges you could get on kind of thing. And I used it strictly to pick up chicks. I thought this was before any dating apps or Tinder. I thought I pioneered this because I was doing it on MySpace for a little bit. I was dabbling in MySpace and I was like, all right, I could go on there and search girls from other schools and I'll send them messages and I don't even have to go to the school. I could just send them messages. And it worked pretty good.
What were your stats?
What was the what?
How often did this work? What were your stats? Let's
stats.
Yeah.
What were your MLB stats?
Yeah.
I was batting 300. Like maybe 3 out of 10 would bite because it was still kind of new because no one knew how to, like, they thought this was weird. Like some strangers contacting them, you know?
But that's really good though.
But like, yeah, I mean, but it's not as like it's.
What would you have done if it was like 10 out of 10? You wouldn't be able to handle it. That's too many.
I would never have left. I would never left my basement. You know what I mean? This is great because I remember back then.
Did they send you like pictures and stuff? Like,
yeah, so they had their profiles, so you'd go and message them. I got like Facebook. I put in Facebook jail so many times because I was over messaging. Like I would just blast out messages. I had like a default like pickup statement, you know. And like you'd send it out.
Hey, what was the default pickup statement?
It was like, hey, what's going on? I came across your profile. I thought you were pretty cool. If you want to chat, just send me a message, kind of like that, you know. And some girls were like, oh, that's cool, because it was back in the AOL days. You'd be in chat rooms, age, sex, location, pick, you know.
ASL, yeah.
But I already had their age, I already had their sex, I already had their location, and I already had their pick, so I really couldn't do that one. But yeah, and then it's like. And that was going for a little, and now people were like, well, that's creepy. You're creeping on girls on Facebook. And now you have dating apps and people are literally creeping on complete strangers in the palm of their hand. And I'm like, well, it looks like I pioneered it. I was like the Christopher Columbus of online dating.
Yeah.
I was too, dude. I pioneered it. I would say I'm the fucking pioneer of online dating. Like I was doing what people thought was creepy.
Yeah.
Like I was
navigating
way back.
That. Yes.
Although when it comes to like Facebook and stuff like that, I'm out. I went through a fucking horrible stalker incident and like social media was used against me in like so many ways. So I was like, fuck this. I never want this shit to happen again. I'm out. So we're talking like we could have made a Lifetime movie out of the shit I went through.
It's
like
true.
It was police involved, death threats, possible straight. It was bad, man. It was fucking horrible. So
wait, because you were creeping or someone was creeping on you?
On me. Someone was stalking me. So it was bad. It was fucking horrible. So I was like, you know what? I never even want to smell a whiff of any of this ever again. Just I'm good. And I've been happier ever since I was off social media. So
I know, I'm jealous of your life actually.
Do you dabble in the dating apps, or did you dabble in the dating apps back in the when you were a single lady?
I did, and here's what happens. Your friends screenshot you and they text it to you and they're like, I saw you in Bumble.
Yeah.
No, I'm off. I'm out. I can't. Nope. No.
Yeah. See, as guys, I know when I came across girls I know back in the day when I was swiping through, I thought it was kind of funny, and I would always sometimes if I was it depended on my relationship with the person I seen out there. If I was friendly with them, I would like them and see it, and then I would wait, and if I didn't get a like back, then I would call them out on it. And then 9 out of 10 times it was basically like, well, I felt weird liking you, and I go, what, I liked you. I go, I understand. You know what I mean? But like, I wonder if it's very, I don't know. I thought it was funny when that came across. It's like, oh, like this is interesting. I wonder if we like each other. Let's see.
Yeah.
Arty, I know you and me were talking about before about chat rooms and like how everything, chat rooms don't even really exist anymore. It's crazy. No. And the whole ASL thing, but even that term has changed. I remember I was like a complete ass once because I walked into a conversation. I don't know what the rest of it was about, but I heard someone go, oh, ASL. And I'm like, oh, age, sex, location. And they're like, no, American Sign Language Association. And I'm like, oh, they didn't know what I was talking about.
No, they're easier. You're fine.
I lost my virginity to a girl I met in a chat room. How's that one for a story?
What?
Yeah, go on.
The first girl I had sexual relations with, I met in a Yahoo chat room. And we went from there. It all was a matter of just chatting. Then we went. So you go into the chat room, and then you'd talk, and then you'd private message, and then you'd go off to your screen name, and then you talk on your screen name, and then it led to a phone number. So this is like late '90s, early 2000s. So this is about early 2000s, say. So we didn't have text messaging then, and so you had phone, but you could only talk on the phone after 9 o'clock at night when it was free. Yeah. So it was a lot of that. Remember those days, right? Like now you don't even use the phone, but it was like, oh, it's 8:59. I can call you in a minute, and then boom, because you only had like 100 free minutes a month. I can't believe we lived in a time like that. It's kind of crazy when you think about it.
But we thought it was so liberating then.
Yeah, though. It's like I could talk to anyone in the palm of my hands.
I remember having a cordless phone for the first time. That was great because I remember I used to stretch the cord to the fucking laundry room because it was the furthest away from the family.
Or like when you'd get on the phone and then someone would come on and they'd be like, get off the phone, I need to use the internet.
Exactly. Or you'd be on the internet and someone picked up the phone and ended your connection. And
it's over.
Yeah, I mean, those are painful days that when you think about it, how we lived in. I can't.
And you like run to the mailbox hoping that you got that AOL online thing in the
extra minutes.
So funny you said that. I used to work at in a mall that had a Best Buy downstairs, and they would always have the display with the free 30 minutes of like CompuServe. You put the CD in. So we would go down there, and I would take like a fucking handful of them, and then I would just constantly just be loading the new CDs in my computer for the course of as long as I ran out of CDs. It was great free internet situation.
I love that.
Now you can just steal internet from Starbucks. It's amazing.
That's true. We sit in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but like I'm annoyed when I'm on my phone and it's like, which Wi-Fi do you want to join?
Yeah.
Like, none of them. I didn't ask you. Exactly.
Yeah. Yep. And the Wi-Fi is sometimes slower than the fucking cell service, and it's like, why am I even using this? It doesn't make no sense at all.
Right.
Yeah. So those are the days. These are things kids will never know.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Do you guys want a song?
Yeah, so I was going to say that you did. I noticed a couple of your videos. You do a little musical ensembles.
I do. I just feel like we're talking about the internet a lot, and it would be weird for me not to sing.
Oh, sing away.
The song. All right, maybe I hope you'll get it. 99 focused ads. They scroll by on every screen. For example, the other day I said I want a donut. How about you, babe? And now I scroll my Facebook feed and all the ads point to Krispy Kreme. So here we are on a sugar high as 99 focused ads roll by. Does that happen to you guys?
Occasionally, yeah.
Heaven forbid you like one status of a friend at a wedding, 'cause now my boyfriend feels the pressure since Pinterest decided to change their settings. All I see are dresses and rings, and all he hears is a credit score ding. So careful what you like online as 99 focused ads roll by. I love your dancing, so good. Alexa and Siri, they're listening, but sometimes they screw up. I bought a shirt the other day, and now all the ads want me to buy the same dang shirt, you guys. What do you do with 2 shirts that say, I hugged a homo, have a great day? Never mind, I'll give it to the CEO of Chick-fil-A, and he can scroll my gay-friendly feed as 99 focused ads roll by. 99 focused ads roll by.
Yay. We love music.
He's the first one to perform for us. I think we had one person perform music for us.
We did, but they were a musician. They weren't a comedian. They were like a jack of all trades, or Jill of all trades, she said. So thank you very much. It's funny. There's a lot of truth to that song when you think about it.
I know.
Isn't it creepy when you're just having a conversation with someone and all of a sudden you get an ad?
It is.
Like, it's like now, like there was something very, very, very specific, and I can't remember what it was, but I was having a conversation, and all of a sudden my Google, my Facebook, everything was getting ads for this particular object. So they do listen to you, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why I like to tell Siri I'm killing people, or Alexa. So like, Alexa, where do you bury a body if I needed to?
Stop listening to my phone.
Start getting coupons for like zip ties and
I wonder if, because like people listen, like obviously, right? So I wonder if there's like a job at Amazon that just listens to people's Alexas, and like
there is.
And so they just listen to you?
Yeah, they listen for a couple hours at a time and trade off. Yeah, I've heard about it. Yeah, they've done interviews with some of these people, and a lot of them say like it's not as fun as it sounds. Like it's extremely fucking boring, and like maybe you get like hear like one interesting thing. Lots of one interesting thing a week. They say 90% of the time it's just little kids screaming into it.
Yeah, that's about right. My son takes the Alexa and throws it because he's afraid of her. Like he's not a fan of because I like to tease him. I go, Alexa, sing a song, and she would start singing. He'll start screaming. He'll pick it up and just throw it. So he's not a fan of it. I think it scares him because he doesn't know where the voice is coming from, because it sounds like a human. He's not quite sure. You can't put a face to it.
Oh my god!
Like torture. Just sitting there with earphones on.
So if you're having like
little kids yell all day.
Wait, so if you're having a sexual like encounter in front of your Alexa, right? Someone's listening to that?
Could be. Yep.
Interesting.
Not necessarily they are. I mean, let's face it, we're all not that important, and like they probably just scan around occasionally.
Yeah, like a police scanner kind of thing. Yeah. Interesting. So no robots, huh? I thought like robots would be trying to pick up like people. That's fucking creepy. Can we find someone like that? I'd love to talk to it, have a conversation.
I would too. Yeah.
Me too.
what would you do if you met a dude, right? And he's like, you guys are talking and stuff, and then he goes to you like, what do you do for a living? He's like, well, I listen to people's conversations on Alexa. Would you be?
I'd be like, I fucking knew it. I knew it.
Would you be scared that he's listening to your Alexa?
I would think that it was a little unusual. I don't know what the word is. Like, oh, did you seek me out on purpose? What did I say? You know?
That's it. Maybe he found you and he knew exactly where you were going to be because he heard you talking about your plans that night, and then all of a sudden there he was.
Well, the thing is, it doesn't zero in on like your location. Like what it does is like it's already recording your voice anyway, and then it just kind of pushes all these voices together and you listen. When you're listening for feedback, you're not listening for any sort of detail. So it just clumps all these audio recordings together that the machine recorded, and you're just listening. So.
Well, yeah, I guess it's still kind of creepy though.
It is.
And like, here's the thing too. This is where I don't get these ads too, because if I wanted it, I would just buy it when I was looking at it the first time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like you Google something, you heard like, what the hell is that object, right? And then you type it in, and all of a sudden it's like you find out it's some weird like, third world sex toy, and now you're getting advertisements all the time for us. Like, I didn't want to buy this.
Oh my god, can we talk about the Wish app for 1 second? Because I know you see ads for that.
So that's where you put stuff on there and people could buy it for you?
I'm not sure. I don't have the app, but I love the ads because it's always some like weird shit where it looks like underwear to give you a camel toe or something crazy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Or like,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
The weirdest stuff that's on there.
So we've had some girls on the show, like adult film stars and stuff like this, and they have, and it's got to be something like that. They put stuff they want on it, and strange guys buy it for them and send it to them. It's kind of like on like Amazon, you can put like your wish list or something, kind of like the same idea, I think. So like
all wrong.
Can you imagine like if you just made a list and like guys are just buying you random shit just for the hell of it? Like I tried that. No broads want to buy me. I've been getting more stuff from dudes than girls.
I mean, that doesn't sound like a problem to me, but
no, it's free stuff. I mean, hey, I'm an equal opportunity receiver of gifts. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna like they're not gonna send anything back. You know, if Tony.
Although like the guilt would be so real. Like I feel like I owe you. You know, that's a woman thing where like I feel like I owe you something, but I can't afford anything because you have to buy it for me. So
a bunch of lonely guys just sending shit to girls. I don't know. It's that syndrome. You ever like? I mean, you've been at a bar before, and guy comes up to you and he has no chance in hell, but he's still buying you drinks. Like, and you think he's like, yeah, I'm buying her drinks. You know, as a bartender, I know as for a fact that this happens, and I see this all the time. And I just want to tell the guy, I just want to grab him by the hand and be like, you're wasting your money. Like, this is not going to happen.
It's over.
You know,
buddy, it's over.
You know, and you just, you know, you can't reason to someone like that because they're so in tune. Like, this is great. And you're looking at the girl and you're just reading her face and like, yeah, this is not happening.
I think we have a friend who's like that.
Oh, we do. And I've seen it in action. We've tried to talk him out. I've tried to talk him off several times. I go, I don't think she's that into you. And he's just dropping money like he's Rockefeller. And I'm like, it's not going to happen.
Oh, poor guy.
Yes. You know, he's almost 50 years old. You think you'd get it at this point, you know?
Yeah.
But some guys, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, so why don't you, as we're getting to the end of the show, why don't you take advantage of this time and plug some of what you got going on? What's your website? Do you have any events going on? Any gigs?
Yes, actually, if I may, I'm going to make a soft announcement. I am working on my next album, and it looks like the release date will be May 13th.
Okay.
So
nice.
I'll just leave that there for you. And but you can find all the details at MaggiMayfield.com. I spell it weird, Maggi. There's no E at the end of it, but MaggiMayfield.com for all the updates. Yeah, and I'm looking to tour this summer. So
tell us a little about the album. Is it a little bit of music on there too, or is it just comedy?
No, it's all music. It's all I've got probably 15 songs on there.
Nice.
Yeah. It's coming together pretty great. And so it looks like May 13th will be the big release day.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You'd have to let us know where you're going to be on tour. If you make it up to Boston, me and Adam will come support you.
I would love that. I've never been, but it is definitely a bucket list in the spring or summer or fall.
Yeah, it is. Yes, winter time, unless you're into ice cold tundras, then it's probably. Well, but you said you lived in New Jersey, so it's not much different.
And Wisconsin and Illinois.
Wisconsin, yes.
Over it, yeah.
I'm sure if you could survive lacrosse, Wisconsin, you could survive a winter.
That's a good memory. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's awesome. So that's a pretty interesting. So when you were during shutdown, I guess, were you doing any of those Zoom comedy shows? How did you feel about those?
Yeah, they're you do what you got to do. I enjoyed it. It was just nice to like see my friends.
Yeah.
And then so I was hosting a show in LA called The Challenge Mic. It was just an open mic, but everything was improvised. And so that's still running because everything in LA is shut down. The venue isn't open yet. So I've just been doing that online on Tuesdays, which has been fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it's so open here, it's hard for me to be like, okay, I gotta go home now and run my online show. Like when all I want to do is be out and play and hang out with my friends, But
yeah, no, that's true. It's just I take advantage of it being open because it sucks nothing having it. There's nothing really open in that. There's no. You can do comedy. Some of the venues are doing shows like for the big comedians, but they're like. There's no mics and stuff. There's not a guy running a mic or anything, so it's really, really tough.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are thawing out. Like it's springtime there. I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's nice. It's 50 degrees today, so if you call that nice, I guess.
Yeah,
but,
like in LA, they were doing outdoor mics.
I mean, they
still are. Like the Improv is now open. You can hang out in the patio, and they put on a big show there 4 nights a week now. So
that's cool. Yeah. I mean, you got to do what you got to do to kind of survive. So it is what it is. It's the world we live in. But
so just and mostly my shutdown, I made a parody album. I did my first album called Pandemic Girl, which you can get anywhere you listen to music, iTunes, the Spotify, all the places. And so I did it all by myself. Like I recorded it in my own studio, I mastered it, I edited it all, did all the Photoshop, all the artwork, all that stuff. And it was fun. It was like, what else was I doing? Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So, you were one of the wise ones who took advantage of the downtime to create, which is good because not a lot of people did that. A lot of people just ate and drank and,
That sounds really fun too. I'm not going to lie.
I mean,
Really fun.
But
well, there was a lot of that too. Don't get me wrong. But.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I think everyone gained. I gained 15 pounds in the. I'm the heaviest I've ever
19
been.
for a reason. So.
Yeah, exactly. My goal is to get to the 19 pounds, so I have 4 more to go. So I'm really proud. And then I'll eventually be to the point where I have to do something. I might, develop an eating disorder to lose the weight or something like that. I don't know. Maybe an all liquid diets.
Yeah.
It's going to be extreme, I think, because that's how I roll. So we'll see how that goes. Should be fun. But
I think the second that like you're allowed to like walk outside, it'll come right off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can move. Yeah.
It's true. The winters, in anyways, in New England, you tend to put on a few extra pounds because there's not much you could do. You can't walk, you can't do anything. You're just stuck.
Yeah.
But
enjoy it.
Yes. Well, it was very nice talking to you. MaggiMayfield.com, right? That's what I said.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Thank you for having me, you guys.
Yeah, awesome. And we'll watch for posts and we'll share it when you release your album. And thank you for dropping the soft little news there. It's nice. We like having news breakers here on the show.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks, guys. You're the best.
Awesome. And stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, Maggie. Nice meeting you.
Good night. Maggie Mayfield, everybody, from Austin, Texas. Nice. She was very.
We're very fortunate to have a lot of guests.
Yes. It's we haven't had. I guess it's easier to get rid of us than it would be if we're in studio. Like if you didn't want to be on the show anymore. Remember when? I think 3 people in the history of me doing the show have just walked out of the studio.
I was responsible for one of them.
Yes, which is fine. I mean, no blame to you. If they can't hang, they can't hang. But yes, yours was the dude who sang the songs about Quincy.
He couldn't handle my game.
Yes.
It was too much for him.
It's a little thing I kind of miss about having in-person guests too. It was like, like the confrontation that sometimes would arise. Like, well, we almost had one digitally a couple months ago of a guy who came on. Remember, and you thought it was gonna end up being all right, but he was kind of jabbing at you in the beginning, and then
yeah. That evened out at the end, but it started rough, man. That started rough.
But I love awkward situations, so I used to love when like the awkwardness, like the guy like, can I come back when I can play the music?
I know you do. I
loved it.
It depends on what kind of awkward it is. There's some awkward situations I just rather not bother. And there are some that are just let's let this marinate and see where it goes. Yeah.
But I'm like on this, it's so easy just to like click out and say see you later. You know what I mean?
That's true.
But fortunately, we had not. So we have all great guests. So Maggie Mayfield, comedian, and her stories of doing the voiceover stories was very interesting. And I wonder if she has it on a website, what book she's read, because I'd like to go and dabble a little bit to hear how she inflects the characters on some of the books she does, Maybe find like the raunchiest book she did, and we could if I could see how she portrays the characters of sorts and such, So all right, it's good. We had some time on the show. I hope you guys, if you're watching on YouTube, you've seen the intro and you probably got a lot of bad feedback. So I apologize for that. When you watch this on iTunes, or when you listen to this on iTunes and watch on YouTube, you will not get such a feedback. So I'm just gonna let you know that right now. But thank you all for the people watching on Facebook. We had Alex Wallace, of course, watching. And he said, number 1 fan, by the way, Alex Wallace. She sounded like she had a Wisconsin accent. So we can always count on Alex Wallace for his input. Someday he'll make it on the show, you think, right? Eventually. He will never because he's Maddie. So that's our story, and we're sticking to it. Next week on the show, we obviously have a guest. I just don't have the paperwork in front of me, but it's another comedian. But we, if you stay tuned for the post show next week, we will be doing the Packy League Fantasy Football Draft Order live on the show. So it's going to be a little of a post show activity. We did this last year, and if you're not familiar with this, we have a fantasy football league, about 12 of us, all kind of related to the show on one side, pot or another. Either we were on the show, or we know someone was on the show. It's kind of a nice niche. Adam currently has the trophy sitting in his house, and what we did was, instead of having a random draft order, your draft order is based on your standards. But instead of just being in last place means you get first pick, we randomize it with like the lottery, like they do for the NBA. So if you did finish in first place, there is a chance you could get the first pick, but because you'll have so many balls in the lottery. So that's how we're going to do it. like we did last year. My cousin Ricky got first pick last year because his team that he took over was the last place team the year before. And you played him in the Super Bowl, right?
Who?
No, he went to the Super Bowl, cousin Ricky, yes. Yeah. So there you go. So anything's possible. And if you're not familiar with fantasy football, we will be doing keepers. We're going to do a couple keepers this year. So it's really going to make things interesting because we like to do the draft order because we can trade our draft picks, and that we've done that a few times, and it is what it is. So it's a fun time for everyone. But yeah. So that's the show. Adam, of course, what are you sporting these days?
Behind me, check out the Whirlwind Potato on YouTube.
Oh, I like how it's right side right this way. It's not backwards like it was last week. So that's good.
See, it's backwards on mine.
Yeah, that's good. And I must make and I'm looking on. Yeah, so my emulator is making it right side, so it's all good. It all looks nice. So there we go. Awesome. Oh, and also I went on a ramp on. If you guys go to the Packy.com, obviously you can see some of the Whirlwind Potato videos and some of my experts. And that's also where you see the show. I went on a little rage the other day about the MLB. So you can read that article on there. And I was kind of drunk. I started a change.org petition to get Rob Manfred kicked out of baseball as the commissioner because I think he's the worst commissioner ever in Major League Baseball. So it has like 52 signatures right now, which is actually pretty impressive considering the fact that I just been kind of like, I just threw it out there in a couple Facebook baseball groups, and people are actually jumping on board. So, and of course, we all know that the commissioner is elected by the owners of the baseball teams. It's not an actual hired position, but I think if there was enough people that signed it, it would just at least make it kind of. I kind of did it to be kind of humorous, but at the same time, it's kind of funny that people are actually like, "Yeah, let's get this fucking asshole out of baseball." So, if you watch baseball, you follow the MLB, you know how much of a shithead he is. For example, today, by the way, not to go off track and we're getting the show, but the Red Sox played a doubleheader today, and they only played 7 innings for each fucking game. What are we in fucking high school? Come on.
I know it sucks. I hate
it's
that
like,
shit.
what the fuck? Come on.
No,
so, stuff like that really, really pisses me off a little bit. I'm a baseball purist, but who knows? Who the fuck do I know? They should make me the commissioner of baseball. That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
I bet.
Fucking be drinking every night. I'd be at every. You know what I do? I just go to every game every night. I'd just be like, I'm going to
fucking say fuck it.
Cincinnati.
Run it into the ground.
I'll run that league into the ground like I've run some relationships. So there we go. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you download. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. Hit the little alert there so you're notified every time we have a new episode. Check out the Whirlwind Potato because he is on YouTube as well. And if you're into a family-friendly show, then check out my family's Wicked Explorers site on YouTube. It's a lot more family-friendly than this horse shit that Adam and I do weekly. So thank you guys again, and we'll see you next week. Toodaloo, motherfuckers. Bye. See you later, YouTube. Facebook. Bye.